Pennsylvania, I drove his car. So I go up to Everham after 2 practice sessions, and I said, "Yo, Ray," I said, "what is this place?" Because he was running the DA cars there.
Right.
So he gave me a few pointers. He said, "You know, it's not traditional." So I go out and I had one more warm up. We time trialed. I time trialed like 24th. There were like 40 cars. And then they take the top 20 or in, then you got to run a heat race. So I just made the heat race. So I started getting the hang of it. 200 lap race. So we get about, I don't know, 150 laps into the race, and Ray Abraham says, after the race, he said, "We're 3/4 away of the race, you know," and he says, I look in the mirror and I go, I take a double and I'm like, "Is that Siscone?" He was running 5th at the time, and there I was. I come from like 20.
Was that the year Pouch won it?
That was the race of champions. That's after we had run.
Okay.
So we ended up 6th that night, and then we came there with Dick Barney's car that had a 100 lapper with Doug Hoffman and Kevin Collins. All those guys they ran both divisions, the modifieds and the dirt modifieds.
Right.
And we won the first day there with the 14, and I just fell in love with that place. So in 2 seasons, we won 2 titles and 14 races.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was a great place. There's no mirror running there.
No.
If you wanted this lane, fine. I'll take this one, or I'll take this one down here, or I'll take that one up there. You know, it's just.
So you didn't have any trouble adopting to the square circle?
I'll tell you how fast it was when they first went there and tested with the modified, the NASCAR modified.
The pans, yeah.
Yeah, they call them pancake cars. Then the dirt guys call them that. And it was so fast. We'd go down in the corner and we brake with our left foot, you know. I'd go down into the corner and my leg would come over on top of my accelerator foot. And I mean, I couldn't control it. The lateral G-force. When you were hooked up at that track on asphalt, you'd go down in the corner and roll out of the throttle to half throttle, no brake, and literally go into the corner.
Really?
No brake. The only time you used to brake is when either you started getting tire wear late in the race or when you got in traffic. But when you were hooked up, just go down there, roll out half throttle, get onto that little straightaway in between the corners.
Yeah, the short shoots, they used to call them, yeah.
And you dump the throttle to the floor, go over to 2, or just roll out a little bit. Sometimes I could flirt with going floored right through 2. And down the back straight, go down to 3, roll out half throttle. There's a little hump there. You hit that hump, get back in the throttle.
Anything compared to that track in size and style?
You go on these video games, he used to have video games and all that stuff when he was a kid. Yeah. The only thing similar to it, and I mean really similar, is Indy. When they're on board with the Sprint Cup cars, it's just like they roll out, and then there's like a short chute. It's identical. It's like a square.
Wow.
Yep. It's really cool. Yeah, I love that track.
That's good to hear.
And you didn't need a big dollar motor. Like when we used to run Pocono and all, it was all about horsepower. These guys had these $50,000 Hutter motors, and you know, we were at best a 5th, 6th place car. We didn't have the kind of horsepower.
That's what Ken Bryn said about it. It was more handling than it was motor.
We had a 368 stroker motor at Flemington, and we were winning. And I used to tell Dick Barney, I got to drive with an egg under my foot. I don't need that explosive power. We built a 355 and went 3/10 faster than we had. Oh, they tore us down. They had NASCAR come in. It was crazy.
Great shot, John.
So,
Glenn Donnelly called me up and said that Paul Newman was doing a movie, Slapshot, in Utica, and he wanted to just play around with the car on the racetrack like on a Thursday. So Glenn asked me if I had the cars ready to go. I said, yeah, they're ready to go. He said, well, come on out, you know, let him run one of your cars and I'll just fool around a little bit. I said, yeah, okay, fine. So we went out. I brought the two cars out. I put Paul like in my second car, and I took the best one. And I'll tell you, it took me 4 laps, really hustling to get by him.
really?
And I asked him, I said, where'd you learn to run dirt like this? He said, Louisiana, Texas, and all out that way. So whenever we got all done, he says, Jesus, I really appreciate you bringing that car up and all. Anything I can do for you? I said, well, my wife's in Florida for my son's graduation. If you can sign her or something. So he went and got a picture of him with Slapshot, you know, hockey stick and all, and he signed that, and she still got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.